welcome back. This is Dreddeus with another episode in the Chicago Bears franchise. Super happy that you're here joining me for this episode. We are now, perhaps to the surprise of absolutely no one, not in the playoffs. So we didn't qualify for the playoff bracket, and that just means that our season is over right now, and we will be focusing on the further rebuilding of this team in this episode. We managed to end as the third in the NFC North, which is probably not as bad as it sounds, because the Packers, Lions, and Bears were all tied. So yeah, that just makes up for that. Overall, we ended up in a pretty respectable 23rd spot, which is not exactly, of course, where I want to be, but it is way better than what we managed to achieve in the 2022 season when the Bears finished absolutely last with a 4-13 record. Now that everything is played and done, we are at 8-9 with a .471 percentage and at least a positive points for and points against statistic here. 253 for, 251 against. That actually puts us in the top spot, I think, for the points received. So I think defense-wise, we are on the right path. Offense-wise, we can still improve a little bit, of course. But yeah, all of that said and done, I will now be moving through the weeks, just be ticking off everything. We have received an extension of our contract, 3 years for $5 million. So the Bears are going to be sticking with us. And I will now just be forwarding week by week through the off-season and yeah, taking you along the way. So let's get going. Before the Super Bowl starts, we're going to check out the annual awards 2023. Jalen Hurts, overall league MVP, Josh Allen in second spot, and Lamar Jackson taking the third. Just going to be looking through these here. I don't expect any Bears in here, to be honest. So no surprise right there. What about the coach of the year? Are we in here? I wouldn't expect us to be. Nah, we're not. All right, let us check out the two divisions, shall we? So this, of course, is the AFC. We are in the NFC, so let's take a look at this one here. Looking pretty much unchanged here, but I did see David Montgomery is in here. Offensive Player of the Year is his award. He's in sixth spot, so that has to count for something. I think he was the best running back, though. So we're going to check that out in a second. Just want to see if there's any other Bears somewhere here to be found. He's Reddick, Cameron Jordan, Rashawn Gary. Nope, no others. What about the offensive rookie? Anthony Richardson, Josh Downs, Keisha Boot, Michael Mayer, Tyler Dyke, John Hall, Jameer Gibbs. All right, defensive rookie. Anybody from our team? Probably not. I would have liked to see Jalen Carter here, but all right, that did not happen. Are we in this list? Nope. Best running back. Miles Sanders beat us with 2014 legacy score 2,300. Couldn't have been far between these two, to be honest, because we were in the top spot for most of the season, so must have lost out pretty much towards the end of the season. But yeah, that's okay. Second best is good enough for me for the moment. Of course, wide receivers didn't really work out as much. Tevin Jenkins, second best offensive lineman. Larry Borum's in here as well. Eric Fisher for some weird reason. Brian Winters for some weird reason, because they didn't really play that much. Defensive lineman. Let's take a look at these. Do we have any Bears in here? Nope. Best linebackers. That is another nope. Defensive backs. Is there anybody? Yeah, we do have Jaylon Johnson here, ninth best defensive back, so that is good. Just means that he will get some points, extra experience points that we can dump into his overall. And we're back to the offensive player of the year. Of course, the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is going to be taking that one here. So far, Super Bowl will be played between Chargers and Panthers. And we're just going to start moving into next week. Check out who won the Super Bowl. And it's actually staff week as well. Season recap time. Now that Super Bowl has been played, the Carolina Panthers have beaten the Chargers. Now that's an interesting result if I ever saw one. Brian Burns was the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts overall MVP. We know that. Matt Rule for the Panthers. This is a different timeline. Jalen Hurts offensive player. Brandon Graham defensive player, both for the Eagles. Offensive rookie of the year for the Texans. Bryce Young defensive rookie for the Cardinals. Cam Smith. All right. With that done, it is now staff week, so we could probably take a look at the staff moves. I'm not really that interested in any of these because we will not be changing here. But of course, Dan Campbell is a fantastic head coach. He has been fired for some weird reason, so that is strange, but okay. Who's this? Kevin O'Connell has been fired. Mike Vrabel has been fired. Jared Larson and another Jared Larson. So there's two of these actually. Not to be confused, of course. Defensive coordinators. Yeah, there we go. All right, so just those. Nothing much more to be said right now. We're going to be moving next into the week where we're going to re-sign players. All right, player renegotiation week. We've got a mock draft number 3. We're just going to take a quick look here where they are going to put us and who they're going to match us up with. Emeka Egbuka is the player that they're going to give us. He's a wide receiver out of Ohio State. Had a good season, and looking at his ratings, solid to good, good to great, good to great, solid, good, decent, solid, all right. The skills, mixed, I would say. Awareness and vision, tackle, catching, medium route, kick return. There's quite a few that are really good. Spectacular catch with an A, that is probably really good. But he's also touted to be going in the first round. We're picking 7th overall, so we could probably go for him. I haven't made up my mind who I really want to pick. There's quite a few players that I could and probably should be going for, but we're just gonna let that come towards us, as there's still much to be happening here. It's only mock draft number 3, so still a few more to go, of course. Let's look at the retirements. Who left the game forever? Ben Jones, all right, Brett Kerner. Cameron Jordan, that's a big one for the Saints. Pat Peterson for the Ravens. Zerline Cordell Patterson for the Falcons. Lane Johnson, also from the Eagles. Really right. Colts, Kevin Beecham. J.J. Watt for the Cardinals, that's a huge one. Levante David for the Buccaneers, also a huge one. Questenberry Thomas. Those are a lot of mentors from our side, so that is probably checking off the negotiations with these. So strong safety Michael Thomas, right outside linebacker Melvin Ingram, D tackle Corey Peters, left edge Vinnie Curry, right tackle Tom Compton, center Greg Van Roten, left guard Lane Taylor, tight end Mercedes Lewis, who really had a very good season with us, quarterback Tyler Taylor, and free safety Devin McCourty. So a lot of players that we don't even have to talk to anymore. I'm just going to be moving through here. Julio Jones, Randall Cobb, probably interesting ones. Jerry Hughes, Latavius Murray, Cam Newton, Case Keenum, Michael Brockers. So quite a few good veteran players here, but nothing that'll impact us too much. So taking a look at the players that are up for negotiations, we can see that we've got Cameron Dicker, who is, of course, our kicker. We've got Cornelius Johnson here, the weird start they've traded wide receiver with the 64 overall. We've got Robert Quinn, Robert Woods, AJ Bouye, Eric Fisher, Brian Winters, Nick Bawden, Carlos Dunlap II, and Donta Hightower. So all of these are hard pass. Cameron Dicker is a player that I would really like to keep around. I feel like he is really good. I like what he's doing so far, so let's just give him a good offer. Oh, come on, Cameron. What the freak? All right, we're going to have to renegotiate with him in free agency. What about Cornelius Johnson? It looks like he doesn't want to play with us, which is super strange, to be honest, because he should be praising everything. Let's see. Okay, so Cornelius Johnson doesn't want to re-sign with us, even though I gave him a better deal than he was asking for. But okay, well, let's put a mark under that. Forget about that. And we're going to be moving to next week. Free agency is up next. So before we dive into free agency, we're going to be taking a quick look at our team, and we're going to identify players that we will have to support in their respective positions, and especially which positions we need to fill in free agency. All right, so we've got Justin Fields at the quarterback, no questions asked. The running back room, I really like this look. We've got David Montgomery, we've got Khalil Herbert, we've also got Treston Ebner, so that's going to work for me. Fullback, we need to find a fullback, but we can do that out of the free agency at the beginning of the new season. Wide receivers, we've got Darnell Mooney, we've got Equanimeous St.Brown, Chase Claypool. I'm super happy with them. We've also signed Amari Rodgers and Devin Tompkins from the free agents pool. They were in the practice squad, so I feel like these could step it up a little bit now. For instance, especially Amari Rodgers looks like a good backup, a good future starter. Also fitting from the age difference currently. When you look at Equanimeous St.Brown, 27-80. I've got Amari Rodgers here, 24-73. That works well. Devin Tompkins, 67. He has that super high speed, acceleration, agility that I like a lot, but probably not the best overall. But these five looking good so far. Tight end, I've got Kmet, we've got Jeremy Ruckert, and I've got Noah Gindorf. Jeremy Ruckert, one of those that I signed out of free agency, did the same thing with the Dolphins. So the tight end room, I would say, is really looking pretty good. Noah Gindorf, to be honest, is the one player that I'm not too crazy about. He does have good attributes in certain positions, like the catching, the acceleration, catching traffic, spectacular catch speed. But of course, he's 25 right now, so but he's cheap. So for the moment, we're just going to keep him around. Left tackle Braxton Jones works for me. Darnell right behind him, that is okay. Left guard, we've got Larry Borum, and we've got Justin Schaefer and Jacquan Carter. Let's be brutally honest, Justin Schaefer at 26 and 66, it's not really going to cut it. So I will be cutting him. No need to keep him around. Same goes for Jacquan Carter. He's 25 and a 63 rating. Despite, he does have those skill points, so even if we slap those on him, he's not going to go that much up. He's 25, so I don't really see the point in keeping him around. So what we'll do is we'll also release him. There we go. All right, next up, let's see. What do we have here? At center, we've got Sam Mustipher, who's going to be the backup. We're going to have Max Mitchell, who's going to be the starter. That works for me. We've got the right guard, Tevin Jenkins. I'm happy with him. Right tackle, Logan Brown. And Alex Leatherwood is going to come up behind him as the backup. That is also a doable combination for me. At left edge, Travis Gibson is going to be my starter. Behind him, Bilemi Fehoko at 24-65. This is not driving me crazy, right? Travis Gibson is solid, but is he really the player to push us into the future? Nah, not really. At right edge, 22-78, Felix Anadiki Uzoma. I like him. This is what I like. He's got a start of trade. He's looking super solid. 32nd ranked right edge, so that's okay. Dominic Robinson, also okay-ish. And Tremont Morris Brash at 22-66. That's a decent backup. But Dominic Robinson is not making me too happy. He's 26-75, very similar to Travis Gibson. Maybe we'll package these two and ship him off. Let's see. At D tackle, Jalen Carter, of course, no negotiation, no discussion, nothing here. Justin Jones, 28-81, solid second D tackle, so that's okay. Left outside linebacker, Aaron Beasley. He developed a little bit slower than I would have liked him to be honest, but he still has those attributes in there that I like. And the 45 ranked left outside linebacker is good, especially at age 23. So there's at least, there's a silver lining here, and I don't feel too bad about him. And unless we really find an absolute brilliant player for this position, I'm going to keep him around. I really think that we can go forward with him. Mid linebacker, we've got Drew Tranquill and Jack Sanborn. We're going to be elevating Jack Sanborn to starter this season, so Drew Tranquill will be the backup, and Jack Sanborn will be taken over as my starter. Right outside linebacker, JJ Weaver, of course, the six-finger dude from Kentucky. Start of trade, looking good. And he will just be developing further. He's 23 right now, 76 overall. That is okay for me. The quarterback room, quite stacked to be honest. We've got Jaylon Johnson, we've got Mike Jackson Sr. at 27 and 87. We've got Kyler Gordon, 24-77. We've got Avery Young, 24-76. We've got Michael Ojemedia, 26-75. We've got Kendall Vildor and Keltrell Clark. I have to say that, Kendall Vildor, not really feeling him. To be honest, Keltrell Clark is very similar to that. Even if we bump him up to a 67, yeah, he's never gonna be an immediate starter. Maybe in the future, but Kendall Vildor, we're gonna have to ship him off. So that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, done deal. Kendall Vildor joins the Bengals. We receive a 7th round pick. All right, so this has cleared out the room a little bit. Free safety, what about this? So we've got Eddie Jackson, we've got Damon Miller, and we've got Elijah Hicks back here. Elijah Hicks, 24-65. To be honest, again, that's another one of those. I just don't really see him going anywhere. He does have good speed, good acceleration. But yeah, we're just going to keep him around for the practice squad for the moment. But apart from that, we've got Eddie Jackson, who's still the starter. We've got Damon Miller. That's a future starter with the start of trade at age 23. Just going to be developing him. And strong safety Jacquan Brisker. So if you let that sink in, I think that we should focus on improving the edge, the left edge in particular, because the right edge is settled in my opinion with Felix Anadike-Uzomah. He is looking very good. Start of trade 22. He's a good one. He's a really good one. But the left edge, I'm very, very unsure about this one, to be brutally honest here. And I'd rather trade Dominic Robinson and Travis Gibson for an interesting draft pick, maybe just load them off and bring in an interesting player here. So all of that said and done, we're now going to take a look at the free agent class. Let's see who we could potentially bring into the squad. Now we're immediately met with Nick Bosa grinning at us, right edge, 26-99 X Factor. He would be a game changer on defense. So let's remember him. Cornerback Trevon Diggs, don't need him. Justin Herbert, don't need him. Rashawn Gary, left outside linebacker, doesn't really want to join us, but he has no offers. So we're gonna maybe put in a cheeky offer right there. We've got Chris Lindstrom here. We've got Gabe Davis, also 0 offers. Tua with an X Factor. Seriously, dudes. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Yeah, well, good on him. Good on him. Josh Allen is here. Now we've got T. Higgins, Darius Lee Jr., Brandon Ayuk, Jeremy Chin, Antoine Winfield Jr., free safety. Looking good, but he has an offer. Mike Onwenu, Cameron Curl, Jerry Jeudy, Logan Wilson, and so on and so forth. So what I will be doing now is I will be handing out some offers. I'm going to be updating you as soon as we have some feedback here from the players that we handed out the offers to. Alright guys, we are now in the free agency recap week. We're going to be taking a quick look at mock draft number 5. Always interesting to see where the CPU would put us. We're still stuck with Emeka Egbuka, which is interesting because I personally don't feel like we need a wide receiver. I would really focus on other positions, to be honest, but whatever. We're going to leave that as it is. We're going to move down the board here so you can just see where players are going. The big names, probably Kool-Aid McKinstry, Jeremiah Trotter, Jack Sawyer, James Brockermeyer, certainly one. Keanu Cote here, Brock Bowers, Jalen Hyatt, Dallas Turner, and up top, of course, we've got Caleb Williams, one of the big names of this draft, touted to go to the Buccaneers. We've got JT Tumalo, left edge, right outside linebacker, Mikael Jones, Corey Foreman, Amarius Mims, Quinn Ewers, field general, quarterback, another one of the big names, Savion Jones, Elijah Arroyo, Mario Williams, and so on and so forth. We're going to check that out later. when we head into the draft. But I think we're not going to go for a wide receiver. That is definitely not really what we need. What I would like to show you now, before we let's build up tension here a little bit, right? We're gonna go with the private workouts. We're gonna take a look at our at our favorites list. Of course, we took a look at James Brockermeyer. Having a super solid center is so important. I think he could really be a very good addition. I don't think that we'll be able to pick that high up, right? If you take a look at the left and compare offense and defense, you will see that we really should do something on the defensive side. In my opinion, there's quite a few interesting prospects right here. Right tackle Marius Mims looks very nice. Corey Foreman here, speed rusher. Wide receiver Ikeje Hall was touted to join us. Cornerback Maxton Brannon, gonna give him a go. Let us also take a look. If Brockermeyer is available, I'm gonna go for him in the first round. Just feel like he's too good of a prospect to pass up upon. And I also think that Pierce Fisher, third, fourth round prospect, but look at those A's on the right hand side. Really very promising. Same goes for Marius Mims, but he's another first rounder, as is Corey Foreman at right edge, at left edge. So all of these things are certainly going to be taken into consideration. So I will be slapping this, I think, onto Pierce Fisher, but he's 94 already. So do we take a look at Marius Mims, Willie Lampkin, Chad Lindbergh. Let's go. And Ikeje Hall is fully scouted. So I think Pierce Fisher, he's 95 already, but should help us get a good picture of what he can do. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would really like to show you the free agency recap, because we had quite a few big signings in there, right? So take a look at my signings, and you can immediately see that we solved the edge dilemma. We now have Nick Bosa on our squad. We gave him a huge deal, 119 mil over 7 years, which is actually not as crazy, right? I mean, salary and bonus combined, of course, it's 230 or 240 all in all. But still, if you divide that, it's only 30 mil per year, which is not as bad for an X Factor, who's at the moment the best right edge in the game. So he really is going to be a huge game changer on the defensive side for us. What's more, we signed Kenneth Murray Jr., a mid linebacker, and he's really such a solid player. Look at him, he's really so solid all across the board. And the main takeaway here was the deal I gave him is actually a little bit of a low ball deal, because it's a 28 mil salary, the bonus, that's 42 over 7 years, that's 6 mil per year. That is nothing for a player like this. He's 25, so and a startup trait as well. And then Julian Blackman, I don't know what happened here, but he was just on the board on the third day. Nobody wanted him, so I just gave him the same deal, 6 mil per year. He's a superstar depth trait, free safety, and he joined. I don't know what went wrong here, but whatever. Plus, we also brought back Cam Dicker, because as you guys know, he's our kicker. So there you go. Players signing. Trevon Diggs joined the Falcons. Justin Herbert, now a Lions quarterback. Rashawn Gary joined the Broncos. Chris Lindstrom on the Eagles. Tua Tagovailoa, X Factor with the Commanders. Josh Allen is a Jaguar once more. Darius Slay with the Falcons. Brandon Ayuk with the Seahawks. Jeremy Chin is now a Saint. We've got Antoine Winfield also joining the Falcons. They're really building a tough team. Mike Onwenu, Seahawks. Cameron Curl, Vikings. Logan Wilson with the Packers. Ed Oliver with the Seahawks. James Bradbury is a Brown now. Trent Brown is a Titan. Patrick Queen also with the Saints. Jedrick Wills also a Falcon. Isaiah Simmons with the Panthers. Chidobe Awuzie with the Saints. Josh Uchi. And I'm just going to be clicking through here ever so slowly, so you can just take a look, probably find your favorite player, or a player that you just want to follow, find out where he went, and just get an idea of which team built what. overall, I really have to say that this was an interesting free agency window. A lot of changes here, and we really bumped up the squad that much. We're in 85 defense right now, and to be honest, it didn't really cost us that much. We still have 91 mil. We went down from 140 or something like that, so overall not too terrible. We're now going to be moving on to the draft, of course, and yeah, let's find out who we're going to be picking right there. Heading into the draft, we are sending left edge Travis Gibson and right edge Robinson to the Chiefs. They were in need of edge rushers, interestingly enough. Robinson was even marked in green. So yeah, 2 players for them and a 4th round pick for us. I think that sounds like a fair deal, doesn't it? Alright, we've got a trade accepted by the Texans. We are sending Eddie Jackson, free safety, Sam Mustipher center, and Drew Tranquil, a mid linebacker, to the Texans. We're receiving a 2nd round pick, which may seem a little bit low overall, but let me assure you, we're offloading 14 mil cap hit by Eddie Jackson. Now we're offloading 3 mil for Sam Mustipher and around 3 mil for Drew Tranquil. So a lot of money shifting right there. Plus it's players that we just don't need anymore because we just signed Kenneth Murray Jr. at mid linebacker. Free safety is also a position that we've got set right now. And we've also got Sam Mustipher only in the backup position, and 3 mil is a little bit too expensive for a 28-year-old, 74 overall. And Julian Blackman just took over at free safety, so we are just really creating space and getting rid of players that we just don't need anymore. Recap: after we have completed drafting, I have to say I'm super happy with how this draft went. We filled all key positions, starting out with James Brockermeyer at center. That is a position where I'm a little bit unsure. We have Max Mitchell there, but James Brockermeyer really bringing some strength and a lot of good attributes to this position. I think we can build on this. He's only a normal depth trait out of Alabama, but 21 years old, should definitely help us out at that position. Shamar Turner, D tackle. I went for him because he was still very high up the board when I was looking for a D tackle, and was more hoping for this to happen. But Texas A&M rookie, 21 years old, 6'4", 288 pounds, 80 overall rated with a normal depth trait. And look at those stats. I mean, I'm super happy because the strength is awesome. The other attributes are also looking very good. I just have to say, this came as a surprise because I can immediately use him. That's great. Agije Hall, 79 rated wide receiver, rookie out of Texas. He was suggested to us by our general manager, and I just sort of went for him, but super happy. Another one of those players that I can immediately use. That is really, really good. Next up, Pierce Fisher. Usually he's a left tackle, or he is a left tackle. I picked him here, 75 overall, good strength. A lot of good attributes in there again. He was a 2nd or 3rd rounder, so us getting him here in round 3, pretty happy about that. Lucas Van Ness, left edge. He's an additional player right there, the Iowa product. He's got good stats in there, especially strength. I like that. He's going to be a backup, and at 71 rated, he's not going to be under too much pressure. Age-wise, 23, maybe a little bit on the older side, but that doesn't matter too much. Willie Lampkin, I already switched him over to left guard, 66 rated, rookie out of Coastal Carolina. Initially he's a left tackle, but I needed a left guard backup, so there you go. Strength, run block, power, lead block, impact blocking, looking pretty good, and will be a very solid backup. He's going to hit depth trait as well, 66 overall at the moment. Maxton Brannon. Alright, let me just walk you through this one. Initially he was a cornerback, rookie out of Clemson, right? It was okay-ish. I felt like, okay, I was going to use him in there. He had a 70, 74, 75 rating, something like that. But then I remembered that I needed a backup for Jacquan Brisker. And so I switched Max Brown over. I wanted to see how good he would be at strong safety. I expected him to be 75, 76, something like that, probably dropping a little bit. Instead, he did go up, which is awesome because the speed, acceleration, and awareness will help us at that position for sure. The injury rating is super good, stamina is very good, toughness is pretty good as well. A lot of other attributes need to be developed. But those are really, really good. The Clemson product, very happy about this. He will be immediately playing, so that is a big boost for that position. Christian Gonzalez was a cornerback that I picked, and I was thinking, should I put Christian Gonzalez on the strong safety or should I go for Maxton Brannon? In the end, I went for Brannon. Christian Gonzalez, not quite sure how much time he will have to shine at the cornerback position, but yeah, never mind. Maybe I'll try it out, see what happens if I put him out with strong safety and then just decide who's better. But I hardly doubt that he will be better than Brannon. And finally, I went for Jake Huggins, fullback out of Kansas State. Just wanted to have a dedicated fullback as always. He's a utility scheme fit already. 23-year-old, 70 overall. Not bad, I mean, not crazy good, but we can work with this. So I really have to say this was a very, very, very good draft for us. A lot of players that we can immediately use. Brockermeyer, Shamar Turner, Ekije Hall will be usable immediately. Pierce Fisher, good backup. Vaness, good backup. Lampkin, good backup. Brannon will be playing immediately. Christian Gonzalez will be moving into the quarterback room, and another starter in Jake Huggins. We're going to be moving through the preseason weeks now up to bye week and then into week 1 of the regular season, and along the way we will be mixing and matching, moving around with the players, trying to improve the team even more, getting mentors out of the free agents pool and just sort of improving the all-over situation on the squad. Alright, here we are. We have arrived in week 1 of the next regular season. We're going to be kicking it off against the New York Jets, but that's not what's going to happen in this episode. We have completed a lot of things, and I just want to give you a quick overview of the team, the way it looks like right now. We're going to cover that in the next episode anyways in a little bit more depth, but basically what we have done is we have really solidified a lot of positions on this squad. Just going to pick a different view because I think the other view, being this one here, just shows it a little bit better. What we have done here at quarterback, we've still got Justin Fields. Contract is expiring, which means we will have to give him a new deal as soon as possible. Russell Wilson is the mentor here to further improve the development that Justin Fields will be having. Halfback David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, Treston Edner, absolutely unchanged. Fullback, this is Jake Huggins, the rookie from Kansas State, our last pick in the 7th round. Wide receiver core consisting of 5 players. We've got Darnell Mooney, Equanimeous St.Brown, Chase Claypool unchanged, Ekije Hall is new, the Texas product, and Amari Rogers coming in at 5th spot right there. Tight ends, Cole Kmet, Jeremy Ruckert, and then Noah Gindorf. Nothing has changed here. At left tackle, we still have Braxton Jones. Behind him is Pierce Fisher, rookie out of Georgia Tech. Looking very solid this room. Left guard, Larry Borum. Behind him, Willie Lampkin, another rookie. Center, James Brockermeyer. Behind him, Max Mitchell. We've also got the right guard, Tevin Jenkins, and Darnell Wright are here. Right tackle, Logan Brown, Alex Leatherwood, and then we've got Mike Remmers, the mentor, to further boost the development of Logan Brown. Left edge is Felix Anadike-Uzomah. Behind him, Lucas Vaness, rookie out of Iowa. Right edge, Nick Bosa, superstar X Factor, and Tremon Morris Brash coming up behind him. Jalen Carter at D-tackle, Justin Jones and Shamar Turner, the rookie. Switching around, of course, Shamar Turner will be playing alongside Jalen Carter here. Very young D-tackle duo. Aaron Beasley still at left outside linebacker. Behind him, Denico Autry as a mentor to boost him. Middle linebacker, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, and then Calvin Noy, again a mentor to boost the development here. JJ Weaver at right outside linebacker, and Jason Pierre-Paul behind him, another mentor. Same thought process here. Cornerback room, Jaylon Johnson, Mike Jackson Sr. as a CB1 and CB2. Then we've got Kyler Gordon, Avery Young, Michael Ojemadea, and Christian Gonzalez completing the room. Free safety, Julian Blackmon, the unexpected pickup in free agency with a superstar tag. Damon Miller, 70 overall, young player, star dev trade, and strong safety, Jacquan Brisker and Maxton Brannon. Again, pretty unexpected, switching the cornerback over to strong safety, and an improvement of 5 points on the overall, making him an instant starter Cameron Dicker is back on a long-term deal this time, and the punters Trent and Jill. These are the draft picks this year, and we've also got quite a few players on the practice squad. I will be looking to further build that up as time goes by and as teams start cutting players more and more. All of that said and done, guys, I will now end this episode. I think it was a very, very exciting off-season. We did improve the team quite a bit, especially on defense. I think that was very important to iron out the deficits that we had there. And yeah, just prepare us for the future. I think offense never was that much of a problem, but we even improved there a little bit, especially in the backup area. So overall, I'm very happy. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, drop me a like and subscribe. Always means a lot to me. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. And see you next time.